New York AG Leticia James not mincing words in her sweeping fraud lawsuit this week against former President Trump. She said this: Donald Trump falsely inflated his net worth by billions of dollars to unjustly enrich himself and cheat the system. Now, it's long been reported that Trump lied about his financial success. Back in 2018, in a Washington Post article, a former Forbes reporter, Jonathan Greenberg, detailed how Trump posed as a fictional Trump Organization exec named John Barron to convince him that Trump was rich enough to earn a higher spot on the Forbes 400 list.
Okay, what's your first name down there? John. Are you saying that perhaps for tax purposes the ownership has been transferred to Donald Trump?
Correct. That's correct.
Okay, and would you say, in excess of 90% of the ownership, I believe?
I'd say in excess of 90. In fact, well, it's really closer to even the ultimate, but it's in excess of 90%, yes.
And Jonathan Greenberg is with us now. I know you got that call back in 1984, Jonathan, while you were researching his wealth for the list. You now think he didn't even deserve to be on the list at all, and I suspect you're not all that surprised about what Leticia James is saying here.
No, I'm not. At that time, not only did he not have 90% of his father's assets, he had 0% of his father's assets and would not inherit them, for another 10 years. But I'm not surprised at what she's saying at all.
I mean, you may be the least surprised person in America based on what you went through so many years ago. So what's different, though, about what she is saying, the New York Attorney General, in what she is producing to back it up?
That's a great question, John. It's one thing to lie to a journalist, to fabricate your identity as your own PR person, to boast and exaggerate in business and in a business negotiation. It's another thing to produce financial statements and provide them to lenders who have a legal and fiduciary responsibility to receive accurate numbers and to review accurate numbers, and also to do the same thing to insurance companies, which insure your buildings and your properties, which are regulated by the state and by the federal government, and also to provide those numbers to the IRS when you're filling out your taxes and stating the value of a property, such as Trump's Westchester golf estate, where he gave some land to the state and then vastly inflated its net worth to take a larger tax deduction, and deprive the state of $3.5 million in revenue, for example.
It's been well documented, his father before him, how he would value assets in a way that they were not valued, how he would overvalue them for certain purposes, undervalue them for others. Why do you think it took this long for this to come to this point?
Well, that's a good question. Trump has always pushed the boundaries on what is legally permissible, because he's done that in negotiations. He sees a contract in business, for example. The reason the New York real estate community, including many Republicans there, find him impossible to do business with is he sees a contract as a point of departure. He sees the rules that apply to other people not applying to him. In this case, Michael Cohen came forward with financial statements that are more recent than the things that happened when he basically scammed tens of millions of dollars from his public companies for the casinos, when the casinos went bankrupt based upon $3 billion worth of borrowing in Atlantic City in the 1980s, and he was bankrupt the first time. This time there's documentation, and that documentation leads to further information and a reviewing of tax records, and the whole picture becomes clearer, just like the picture what his real net worth was in 1982 when I first put him on the Forbes 400, when we started it back then, that he was really worth $5 million and not $100 million as I originally put him on there. So the information becomes clearer, and the big picture comes into view, and that's what's happening here.
Jonathan, it's great to have you, and it is still something every time to hear that tape. It really is. Jonathan Greenberg, we appreciate you.
Thank you very much.